14 red flags for singles, things to look out for. Number 1, they keep calling you king or queen. This isn't always a bad thing, but it's an easy way for someone to try and flatter you. They're trying to appeal to your pride and control you. A good way to find out this person's true intentions is to ask. For example, as a woman, you can ask, why do you consider me a queen? And if they say something like, would you rather me call you a bee? Right? Then you just dodged a bullet. Psalm 12:2 speaks of these people. They will flatter with their lips, but harbor deception in their hearts. Number 2. Secret societies. If you are with someone who is in a Masonic organization, there are spiritual consequences that will taint your bloodline, right? Not only that, their allegiance is first and foremost to the group, right? This could be someone in a Masonic organization or someone who's very active in Greek life, right? Active in their college fraternity or sorority. This person has a soul tie to the group. You will always come second. Number 2. Like there's also entities that are at the head of these organizations, and they'll bring sorrow to your life. Number 3, would you be okay if your child came out like this person? Like if you're with a man that you wouldn't want with your son being like, then run away. If you're with a woman you wouldn't want your daughter being like, then run away as well. Exodus 20:12 states to honor your parents so that your days will be long in the land. Did you provide your child with a parent worth honoring? Number 4, are they powerful or rich? This is not always a bad thing, but in my experience counseling others in a ministry, when you marry someone who is either from a rich family or is connected to a powerful organization or they have lots of money, if things go wrong, you'll find your entire life going upside down. I've seen the court system have an obvious bias towards the person with the power, right? They'll tend to have friends in high places who can make your life a nightmare. I've seen people lose custody of their kid to people who have on record abused the children. The same can be said of police officers. There's nothing wrong with being powerful, rich, or a cop, right? But the problem arises if this person gets angry and decides to exert their power. If you're with someone like this, I would urge you to please see how they act when you are angry or with their anger, or when you do something contrary to what they like or what they want. Number 5, they treat waiters and waitresses badly. If your partner is rude with these people, it shows that they think of themselves as better than others. They also regard themselves as better than you, right? You're just lucky to be in their presence. They won't tell you initially, but it'll come out eventually during an argument. This person will cause you to lose favor in your life, and they stand in opposition to Philippians 2:3. Number 6, they always say, accept me for who I am. This person is not willing to change. In life, we are expected to bend and make adjustments. Even God expects us to change. The person will say things like, you knew what you were getting into, or you know who I am. Their go-to phrase will be, God knows my heart. All while they're being a terrible person with awful character. They will expect you to bend and make changes, but not them. A person like that will never submit to God, as they believe they are always in right standing as it is. A person unsubmitted to God will make for a terrible partner, and you will split. Right? If you continue on, you're going to divorce. So number 7, they're kind to you, but mean to everyone else. Some of you may like this and feel special, but in reality, this is just a big warning sign, a big red flag. A true believer tries to show compassion to everyone. A person like this will make your life hard and strain all your relationships. These people will clash with your family and your friends. You have to keep in mind that in the future, this is the person you will go to parent-teacher meetings with. If you're sick in the hospital, this is the person that will advocate to doctors and nurses for you, all while they're being a jerk, right? You can also expect, you can forget about business endeavors, as their bad attitude will push away potential clients, business partners, or anybody that you want to work with. Number 8, idolizing you. Don't get this confused with love bombing, right? Initially, idolization will feel good and you won't notice they're idolizing you. It'll seem like they're just super admiring you and they look up to you. But in reality, they made you a golden calf, Exodus 32, and placed you above God. You become their savior of sorts. Instead of focusing on God, you will become the center of their life. They will begin to rely on you in the way you should lean on God, right? You become the subject of their worship. What will happen with this type of person, or this type of relationship rather, is that you're a human. You have flaws. You will fall and need help up. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. But after marriage occurs, your humanity will become magnified, and the godly facade they have of you will disappear. You will look like a once beautiful and strong but now fallen statue, because whoever idolizes you will watch you fall. All idols fall, and no flesh shall glory in his presence. 1 Corinthians 29:30. Number 9, they're a pop culture addict. See, when they're obsessed with pop culture, they will go the way of pop culture. This person may know and follow all the latest gossip about this celebrity, this trend, or musician and social issue. This person will follow the trends of the world. They aren't spiritually minded. Whatever popular opinion is about an issue is what they're going to go with. When it comes down to it, they will choose what is socially acceptable and not what is righteous. You will have issues raising children with this person, and you will find that your core beliefs are drastically different. Always keep in mind that when you follow Jesus, your beliefs will often clash with popular opinion. God isn't popular, and it takes courage to be a true man or woman of God. Number 10, they're ungrateful when it comes to gifts or kind gestures, right? This person will accept gifts from you in a way that comes off as if you were obligated to give them something or to do something for them. It's almost like you're a peasant giving a gift to royalty. This person will be ungrateful when giving gifts or doing nice gestures. Many times they won't say thank you, or they'll say thank you in a condescending way, like thank you, something like that. You know what I mean? For example, say you brought them some food unexpectedly. This person may inspect the food first and say, "You couldn't have brought me a second sandwich?" Something like that. This person carries with them the spirit of entitlement. I've seen it before. If you stay with them, in time, your self-esteem and your self-worth will drop, and then disappear. Run from this person. Number 11, you can't get along with their family. Keep in mind that the mother-in-law who practices witchcraft and you can't stand will be your future child's grandma. The mother-in-law is also your partner's parent. You and the spouse will argue about how much time they can spend with them, etc. As a believer, you won't want your child in their presence. Many people have ideals, though, in their head that their children will spend summers with their grandparents, right? Like they did when they were younger. Well, if you believe the grandparents are a bad influence on your child, then you and your spouse will find yourselves in a custody battle. This is unless, of course, you and your spouse agree on the matter, right? And that's just an example. Number 12. Pride, terrible one. For example, I can tell you about a guy who hid the fact that he didn't have any money to pay for the date while at a restaurant with his girlfriend, right? So he tried to force the girl to give him her credit card, right, when it was time to pay the bill, so that he can be seen as the man in the situation. He was prideful. A prideful person is never wrong and always has an excuse. In marriage, there will be many times where you and your spouse disagree or have to look at things from your partner's point of view. A prideful partner cannot compromise. And if they do, then it's going to be considered a favor, right? I did you a favor. You'll always have enemies. Or this person will create enemies for you and your spouse, rather. And you guys are going to have endless fights. Not only will you fight, but if you marry this person and become one flesh with them, you will fall with them. As it's written, pride always comes before a fall. What your husband or wife does or doesn't do greatly affects you. Number 13, superficial faith. Anyone can put up a front on social media about their relationship with the Lord. However, if you have the Holy Spirit, you can tell who is faking the funk. Some people will pretend to be of Christ just to get with you. If you are a true man or woman of God, you're going to stand out in a good way. Some of your characteristics are just going to stand out, and it's going to make you desirable. And there's going to be some people who are going to see you as a challenge, like, yeah, I bagged that Christian chick, or I got that church boy to do, etc. Right? They'll look at you. You're a challenge to them. Others will want to get close to you just because of your relationship with God. Your relationship with God makes them feel like they are doing something right. They wish to piggyback off of your relationship with God. You make them feel like a good person. If you marry this person, you'll find out how worldly they truly are, and your relationship will crumble. Number 14, last one, they have no interest in God. So if you find you are the one that's always initiating prayer, they never listen to sermons. They have no relationship with God on their own, right? They don't go off their own on their own and pray. When this person has a problem at work or just in life, they'll revert to cursing and getting upset. They won't take authority in the spiritual realm. If you marry this person, you'll find yourself alone in the spiritual battle. You will have a partner who doesn't have the ability to pass on, who only has the ability to pass on worldly advice. They will have excuses for every supernatural event that occurs. So if you hear things going on in the house, whatever it may be, there's always going to be an excuse. But in reality, in this spiritual life, there is not always an excuse for what's going on. And the closer that you get to the Lord, the deeper your relationship gets with the Lord, they're going to find you crazier and crazier. You're not going to mix. It's like water and oil. It will never mix no matter how hard you try. So eventually you're going to divorce, and then you will have custody issues. In reality, this list could go on and on. I'm basing this list off of 10 years of marriage and also doing a lot of counseling and so forth with others, helping them. So anyway, I hope this list helped you. God bless you. If you're waiting on the altar series, it's going to be, I'm going to be posting part 2. I don't know, hopefully by this weekend I'll have part 2 up. Anyway, y'all have a good one and God bless you.